There's a card sitting in thousands of Australian wallets right now that could be saving its owner over $1,000 a year, and most people using it have no idea what it actually covers. They think it's just for cheaper doctor visits. That's it. That's all they use it for. But that same card can knock down your electricity bill, your council rates, your water charges, your car registration, and your public transport fares all at once, all year round. If you're on the age pension, or you're a self-funded retiree, or you're simply over 60 and haven't looked into this properly, stay with me for the next few minutes. Because what you don't know here isn't just information you're missing. It's money. Picture this. You're sitting at the kitchen table with a stack of bills. Power bill, water bill, council rates notice, prescription list from the chemist. You look at the total and it stings a bit more than it used to. Rising costs have hit everyone, but they hit retirees differently because most of you are living on a fixed income. There's no overtime shift to pick up. There's no bonus coming. What you have is what you have, and every extra dollar going out the door actually matters. Here's the first thing most people get wrong. They assume concessions are automatic. They're not. In most cases, you have to know they exist, and you have to actively ask for them or apply for them. Nobody rings you up and says, "Hey, did you know you're eligible for a 50% discount on your water bill?" You have to go looking. So let's go looking together. The centerpiece of almost everything we're about to talk about is the Pensioner Concession Card, usually just called the PCC. If you're on the age pension, you're issued one automatically. But here's what most Australians don't realize. This card is not just a healthcare card. It's become one of the broadest financial support tools in the country, and Services Australia themselves have said that many pensioners simply aren't using it to its full potential. Let's start with the one people do know: prescription medicines. Under the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme, PCC holders pay the concessional rate on eligible prescriptions, around $7 to $8 an item, compared with over $30 at the general rate. If you're on a couple of regular medications, that difference adds up fast, month after month. And here's the part people miss. Once your total PBS spending for the year crosses the safety net threshold, which is lower for concession card holders, you may get further eligible medicines for the rest of that calendar year at no cost at all. Most people never track this. Most people never hit no cost because they never realized the threshold was even counting down. But that's not even the part that surprises most people. The same card can also reduce your council rates. Local councils across the country offer rate reductions to pensioners, and in some areas that's combined with reductions on your water and sewerage charges too. The catch is this: councils don't apply it for you automatically in every case. You often need to lodge an application with proof of your concession card. Skip that step, and you simply keep paying full price, year after year, without ever being told you were eligible for less. Then there's energy. Every state runs its own energy concession scheme, and depending on where you live, that can mean a rebate on your electricity account, a discount on your gas, or both. The amounts differ state to state, which is exactly why so many people never check it. Feels complicated, so they assume it's not worth the effort. It is worth the effort. This is one of the most underclaimed concessions in the country, and it comes straight off your regular bill once it's set up. Here's the second hidden concept, and this one catches out a lot of people who assume they're simply not eligible for anything. What if you're a self-funded retiree? What if you built up your own superannuation, you don't qualify for the age pension, and you assumed all of this concession talk simply doesn't apply to you? This is where the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card comes in, and it exists specifically for people in that exact position. It's an income-tested card, not an assets-tested one, which means owning your own home or having superannuation savings doesn't automatically rule you out. If your income falls under the relevant threshold, you can access concessional PBS medicines at that same reduced rate, along with a range of state-based discounts, even though you're not receiving a pension payment at all. Think about that for a moment. There are retirees out there right now paying full price for their medications simply because they assumed a pensioner card wasn't meant for them. It's not about the pension, It's about the income test. Two completely different things, and the confusion between them is quietly costing people money every single month. But here's what most people get caught on next. On top of both of those cards, there's a completely separate one, the State Seniors Card. Every state and territory runs its own version, and the eligibility is different from the pension cards entirely. It's generally based on your age, often somewhere between 60 and 65, and in most states, you can still be working part-time and remain eligible. This card is aimed at private businesses, cafes, cinemas, retailers, tourist attractions, who choose to offer their own discounts to cardholders, and this is where public transport becomes a major factor. In several states, holding a seniors card gives you free or heavily discounted travel on trains, buses, and ferries, sometimes with completely free travel on weekends and public holidays. Now here's a real-life scenario to make this concrete. Picture a retired couple. We'll just call them the Andersons, living in a regional town. He's on the age pension, so he has the pensioner concession card. She's a self-funded retiree with modest income from her own savings, so she'd never applied for anything, assuming none of it was for her. For years, they paid full price on her prescriptions, full council rates on the property because nobody had ever lodged the pensioner rate reduction application under his name, full price on public transport whenever they visited the city, because neither of them had picked up their state seniors card. One afternoon, almost by accident, a neighbor mentioned the income test for the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card. She checked. She qualified. Within weeks, her prescriptions dropped to the concessional rate. They lodged the council rate reduction using his existing PCC. They both applied for their state seniors cards. Total combined savings across medicines, rates, energy, and transport added up to several $1,000s over the following year, money that had simply been sitting there unclaimed the entire time. That's not an unusual story. That's an extremely common one. So, what should you actually do with all of this? Start with what you already have. If you're on the age pension, you likely already hold a pensioner concession card. Check what state-based concessions it unlocks where you live, because every state's list is slightly different. If you're a self-funded retiree of age pension age, look into the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card and check the income thresholds, because eligibility is more common than people assume. Regardless of which card applies to you, apply separately for your state's seniors card because it operates independently and covers different ground, particularly transport and retail discounts. Then go through your regular bills one at a time. Contact your energy retailer directly and ask what concessions apply to your account. Contact your local council and ask specifically about pensioner rate reductions and water concessions. None of this happens by magic. Every single one of these savings requires you or someone helping you to make one phone call or lodge one form. And because rules, rates, and thresholds are reviewed and adjusted over time, always confirm the current details directly with Services Australia, your state government's concession website, or your local council before applying. That way you're acting on the most accurate, up-to-date information for your situation. Here's the real takeaway from everything we've covered today. Concessions in Australia aren't small extras tucked away for a handful of people. They form a genuine support system spread across healthcare, energy, water, rates, and transport. And most of it goes unused simply because people don't know it exists or assume it doesn't apply to them. You don't need to memorize every rule. You just need to ask the right questions of the right departments once. After that, the savings keep coming in quietly every single bill cycle. If this helped you see even one concession you'd missed, that's exactly why this channel exists. Subscribe if you'd like more videos like this one, breaking down the pension and superannuation rules most Australians are never told about, and drop a comment letting us know which concession surprised you the most. It might be exactly what someone else watching needs to hear too.